More than others.
A lot.
Some of us more than others. Feelings of unworthiness, being judged, not belonging, all that stuff. There'll always be those negative thoughts. But it happens. And this goes back to one of my favorite things. Sonia, this is my favorite. Everybody out there, this is one of my favorites. Tristan, I want you to put this one in later, this clip right here. You don't have to feel like today is your day. You don't have to have this great mood, this inspiration, this motivation, because those can be fickle friends, right? You don't have to feel like today's your day. You just have to act like it is. It's like we talked about before, like, I have to work out every day. I pay a trainer to make me go because he'll charge me if I don't go, right? I don't want to go. But how good do you feel when you leave? You're working out in the mornings. How often do you want to go work out?
5 days a week.
How often do you want to go out?
3.
Okay. You want to go work out 3. But and the other 2, do you still do it?
Yeah.
How good do you feel afterwards?
Great.
Right? So that's not just working out or not just trainers, but it's life. You don't have to feel like today's your day, but you just have to go through the motions, right, Sonia? You know what I mean? You just, whether it's 15 minutes, I sent out 169 texts this morning reminding people of this thing because I thought this was this important.
Yeah.
And I could have easily gotten sucked into, some text Adam sent me.
Totally. You did good.
Thank
I'm
you.
really
See?
proud of you.
That's right. And those of you I didn't text, I still love you. I just can only get to that.
Because he's last minute Joe sometimes.
But I did it.
Yeah.
So you change your life by doing, not by thinking about it, by actions. And so I thought that was pretty cool.
I love it.
I see Sonia shaking her head. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chuck, so many times words are more of, we're trying to convince ourselves, we're trying to convince the people around us that we're going to do something. I see that in when people set goals. I'm going to do this, I have to do this, I need to do this. And they're convincing themselves, but it's the actions that really make the difference. And that's what I look for. Who's actually doing it? Just along what you're saying, those who do it, make the success, are successful.
So,
those who talk about it, continue talking about it.
Boy, and haven't we met them along our lives, Sonia? I can't stand talkers, boy. Yeah. If you're not a doer, don't hang out with me. Don't say you're going to do something, not do it, Jenny.
I know.
All right? Jeez. So
get it together.
Along those same lines, Sonia, listen to this one. Ready? Have you ever noticed that when you're fully immersed in something productive, all of your problems, all of your negative reservations, all of them disappear? Have you ever noticed that? That when you're really, and in athletes call it the zone. Like when you're out running, Michael, when you were running in college and stuff, right? Like, dude, when you're out practicing, you're not thinking about anything else. You're just thinking about getting the job done. And there's some peace to that,
Yeah.
And that's part of why I like golf. You're out there for 5 hours and you really don't think about much other than the game at hand. Working out, going to the gym is the same kind of thing. And I know Sonia does, thinks on her runs and stuff like that, but there's a lot of times that we're just so immersed that you kind of distracts you. And again, that's the difference between action versus thought, right? Because inaction, doing nothing, breeds doubt and fear, and action breeds confidence and courage. And if you want to conquer fear, don't sit at home and think about it. Go out and get busy.
Yeah.
Right? So inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. And if you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Dale Carnegie said that. I can't take credit.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your honesty.
All right, Tristan, I want you to remember this clip, okay? When we act and not think, we don't have time to think about anything else, which is what I just said. It's hard to focus on our internal worrying when we're busy getting things done. It creates momentum too. So as you're working out and as you start doing more actions, it becomes more and more positive. So what you got to do is you got to put the key in the ignition, you got to crank it, you got to start to drive. And for all of us today, do something different. Dump the negative and unproductive thoughts. Act in the moment and F how you feel. Act. You know what you guys need to do to be successful in your businesses. You know the texts you need to send. You know the calls you have to make. So F how you feel and act and watch what happens. Success will follow. I text 169 people. I probably have 100 people text me back. That's called a conversion. That's called talking to someone. That's called Chuck was thinking about me. That's called, and I'm going to engage every one of them back. It's what we have to do. So act in the moment. F how you feel. Act. Okay.
Okay.
Don't wait for that proper mood or magic feeling.
Okay.
Because it's not about psyching yourself up. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go make my calls. I'm going to send out my texts. I'm going to send out my social media. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's about, I got to do this. I'm going to do it. And then start that momentum.
Okay.
Changing your life by changing our actions, right? With me?
Yeah.
Anybody have any comments on that? Because you're more than welcome to jump in if you do. Because I know everybody should be acting. And F how you feel. If you do, just jump in, guys.
Chuck, it doesn't always mean you have to do big things either.
Right.
It's the little things that you do consistently on a daily basis that can make a big difference in your business.
True. You know, and I agree with that. And so whether, you know, that's why I say 10 little texts, 5 little texts, 3 little personal notes.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be huge, guys.
Yeah, I mean, so, and they talked about Jobs and Gandhi and Rosa Parks and Abraham Lincoln, and they all had doubt. And they all had worry, but they acted, you know, and they toiled, they doubted, they had sleepless nights, they worried, you know, they were embattled, but guess what they did? They grounded out, doing the tasks one thing at a time, you know, until their work and life finally aligned. So life's never going to get easier, you know, so take your negative bullshit along for the ride and just say, I'm going to go do it. Here I go, because there's never a proper moment.
Yeah.
And for you guys that are avoiding prospecting and avoiding sending out, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 personal notes, avoiding sending out those texts, avoiding making that post, you know, avoiding making comments on 50 of your people's social media posts, like there's never a proper moment. Just put it down and do it. Hi, I'm Chuck Whitehead. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for more great information, feel free to join us on Mondays and Wednesdays for our live shows on Facebook and YouTube.